What's poppin', T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition, Season 18, Episode 7 review. All right, you guys. So, on tonight's episode, we pick up exactly where we left off last week with Mally getting the boot, but he is steady trying to plead his case with Dr. Ish so he can stay on the show and get that check. Because if you don't complete boot camp and they find out your line, you probably don't get that money no more. I'm pretty much sure of that. Um, so he's steady line, even though the producers have read his text message thread with Treasure, exposing the fact that this was all a ruse and that they were not together at all. So the cast is outside talking, and they conclude that Mally cares so much about what other people think that it's to a detriment to his own security, and I honestly believe sanity, child. So Mally even goes even further to prove their theory correct by asking Dr. Ish, me to you, how do you feel about me as a person? What do you think I need to work on? Like, dude, stop trying to make fetch a thing. Nobody sees it for you. We all know that you was on here faking in front of, like, stop, Lindsay Lohan. So Dr. Ish in his confession was like, I don't think you want that answer. Dr. Ish at that point was like, look, sis, I told you it was a wrap. You got to go. I don't know how many ways I got to say it. Do you need me to say it in Spanglish? Do you need me to say it in a Parisian accent? You have to go. He was like, motherfucker, like, it's time for you to go. So Dr. Ish says to him, I would strongly encourage after you leave here to not have contact with Treasure because she is gone and it's a riveturchy for that thing. So Mally was like, all right. And then they show 9 days after filming, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for his involvement in a prostitution ring because he's a prostitution whore. Good riddance, you damn Satan. So the group gathers, and the executive producer Adam steps out to tell them that Treasure and Mally have left because they were a fake couple. The rest of the couples are actually very happy that they're gone because the house is way more quieter and there's not all that arguing and bickering going on. So then the group gathers with Dr. Ish and they have to fight like they do at home but swap roles. So the first couple to get up is Tough and Moni. Tough has to pretend like he's Moni and Moni has to pretend like she's Tough. And so that way they can see themselves and how they argue. So Tough was like, do you understand why I stopped doing for you? And Moni was like, nah, I don't. We would have all been living lavish by now if you wouldn't have pulled back. Tough at some point can't even match her tone because he only remember what he says in the moment. He just sees reds and blacks out in the midst of their arguments. So Dr. Ish says, if you're only getting half of what she's saying in the moment, how can you move forward? And I agree, like he's not listening to anything that she says. It's all about me, 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 me. And we see that by what he says to her. If you wouldn't have did this, if you wouldn't have did that, I would have been doing this and I would have been doing that. Like, child. So then Nori and Neri go next. Neri was like, oh, you're gonna go with your friend, go to your friend's B-Day dinner. You always choose your friends, choose your friend then. And Nori was pretending to be her. He was like, you always used to getting what you want. You're petty. It's not always about you. Dr. Ish points out, what's the most disrespectful thing you said to her? And Nori was like, you want to hang with that whole bitch, and that bitch ain't shit. That bitch got 35 kids and still twerking on the pole. And so Dr. Ish was like, so she's guilty by association. And I think it finally clicked in Nori's head, like, damn, I'm basically calling my wife a hoe, like birds of a feather flock together. And he had to realize that, I hang around hoe ass niggas. So, am I calling myself a hoe? Am I out here, doing something I ain't supposed to be doing? And niggas got that bad. They always want to say who they feel like you should hang around with and who you shouldn't hang around with. And they want to judge your friends, but yet and still they be hanging around some of the most trifling niggas ever. And that's they nigga though. You ain't supposed to say nothing like that's my man's and them. Like, boy, get somewhere and sit the fuck down. So Amber and Brock go next, and Amber was like, get your ass out of here. You a hoe anyway. Brock pretends to be her and was like, "You still want to be gay?" Amber was like, "I'm done with you, bitch. Ain't none of them kids mine." Brock was like, "He a nasty ass motherfucker." Amber was like, "I wish you die, bitch." And I was like, "Ooh, Jesus Christ." The things that they say to each other brought back memories, child, and not pleasant ones. Like, when shit get like that, it ain't really no coming back from that. Once you get to disrespecting each other on that type of level, the relationship is done with, gone, smoked, blown to smithereens. Ain't no coming back from shit like that, because you can only go down. You can't go up from that shit once you have gone to calling each other bitches and hoes and wishing death on each other. Like, it's a wrap. So Moni starts to cry, um, because she was like, kids shouldn't be brought into the situation when you're arguing. Amber starts to cry, and she was like, "Anytime you get mad at me, you shouldn't bring up the kids," which is 100% true. He shouldn't bring up the kids, but they're both petty as fuck and childish. So Brock was like, "I bring them up because I feel you had them out of revenge." And she did. She did it to hurt him, to make him emasculate him. And like I said, if this relationship is true, which I don't still believe that it is, but if they're saying that it's true, let's go with that it's true. They don't need to be with each other at all. Just leave each other alone on that level and just be best friends, god damn it. So Amber, her confession was like, "We have to stop triggering each other." And I 100% agree, because they know each other's trigger points. They know how to hurt each other. They know each other's, weaknesses and stuff. And it's just a really dangerous place to be in with somebody. So Tough says that he knows that Moni, after the exercise, Tough says that he knows that Moni held back, because when they argue, like, he really goes there and gets mad. So Neri was like, "The thing that I love the most, um he'll think I love more than him, like my dog." And I'm like, "Nori, you up here jealous of a goddamn dog? Like, how insecure are you, my nigga?" So Nori admits to Tough, he was like, "I want another baby and we got a dog. Sometimes I be mad at him for that." How the fuck you mad at the dog? Dog ain't do shit. The dog is innocent. Be mad at her ass. Like, what the fuck? But then again, why would you be mad at her? Because, I mean, you gotta pay attention to what's going on, my nigga. You don't even want to help her with the kids y'all got. And they damn near, they teenagers. So what the fuck you think she gonna be feeling with a baby? Like, no, nigga, I'm not gonna start all the way over again, and then you still doing the same shit you was doing 12, 15 years ago. Boy, bye. So nearing her confession was like, "I don't know if he's gonna change. I don't think so. I think after this and then after Love and Hip Hop, he had to have changed somewhat. I mean, hopefully, prayfully." So that night the group goes outdoor with Dr. Ish. And they have it set up out there like they're about to watch a movie, but of course Nuri is like, "This is not about to be a movie, son." So Dr. Ish makes them say the things that they said earlier about their partners, but to their loved ones. And everybody is shocked by this. This was a new exercise. We ain't never seen this one before. So Moni goes first, and to her surprise, it's one of her daughters named Charlana. Very beautiful young lady. So she has to, like I said, once again, reiterate everything that she says to Tough in arguments. So she does that, and Dr. Ish says to Charlana, "Does she talk to you like that?" Charlana says no, but sometimes she can get a little rough. Honestly, it hurts. It makes me feel like she doesn't put me in the same regard as her. And it's tough for us as parents to hear anything negative about our parenting when it comes from our children, because we be thinking like, "Oh, we good." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we doing everything right. And then you get that blow to your ego and to your gut, like, "Oh shit, like I have been fucking up somewhat." So Moni, of course, does not want to listen to this. She was like, "I handle her with silk gloves." Dr. Ish says, "She said you speak to her rough." Moni was like, "Only when I'm trying to teach her a learning moment." Like, she's trying to justify what her daughter is saying, but no, girl, like, no. So Dr. Ish was like, "Tough, when Moni talks to you that way, are you hearing words and lessons or disrespect?" And he was like, "I hear disrespect." So Dr. Ish says, "So Moni, you're not hearing from two people that the way you think you're giving them a lesson is not really teaching them anything." And that was a really powerful moment for her, because even though she's been one of the standout, I guess, students doing this boot camp, Moni had to realize that she has her faults too. Everything just isn't on Tough. So Dr. Ish says, "Have you ever seen your mom talk to Tough that way?" And Charlana was like, "Yeah." Dr. It says, has your little sister seen this? And she says, yeah, like, and I have to escort her out the room when, it gets bad. So Dr. Ish says that teaches her that this is what a relationship looks like. Do you want that for your 13-year-old daughter? And of course, Moni was like, absolutely not. I don't want that for her. But that is absolutely what's happening. She's raising her daughters to think that this is what love and relationships look like. And this is how it's supposed to be. And that is how we fuck up our children. And I hopefully after this, she goes back and corrects it because my son was 13 when I had to go back and correct my mistakes with my past relationship. So she still has time to correct what's going on. Both of them, her and Tough, because it's Tough's daughter. So Moni in her confessional says the fact that Charlena said the way I speak is harsh in regards to Tough really says a lot because she don't even care for him because he's treated me so badly. And that's another thing. When your kids don't fuck with your man, that makes shit even 10 times harder. And your children often see things in your mate that you see yourself but just don't want to acknowledge because you want to make the relationship work so bad. You want to prove everybody wrong and you're in it and you love this person. But sometimes you gotta listen to them goddamn kids. Sometimes they ain't just always hating because they just want their mama or their daddy to themselves. They see this motherfucker ain't shit. So Moni goes next, and it's her little sister Kelly, who's I'm sorry, who's I'm not mom, not Moni. Amber goes next, and it's her little sister Kelly who's battling breast cancer. I'm wishing her the best in her fight from one breast friend to another. So the sister is shocked when she hears all the shit that Amber says to Brock. Kelly was like, I love Miles. That was very disgusting. Dr. Ish says, how many black men's lives have been snatched from us and you're wishing death on this man? Amber and Brock cry. But I was like, not even that. We're losing black women out here in droves from police brutality and all of, racism and all that stuff. They're both dead wrong for saying the shit that they have said to each other. And they both needed to be crying. So Kelly was like, he's been so supportive of me and been there for my, cancer appointments. Amber was like, I don't wish he would die. And she's crying and everything. And, hopefully they learn how to control their tongues. But knowing with them, I don't really see it. I really don't see it at all. So then Neri goes next, and she has to reiterate the things that she says to Nori to her friend Josie. Josie was like, I would be shocked if I heard that. We find out that though when they're in public and they're having a disagreement, that Nori and Neri text each other during their argument so other people know what's going on. So Dr. Ish says, Neri, how does it feel saying those words to somebody you respect? And she says, I feel bad. Dr. Ish says, but you have no problem saying it to the person you love the most. And it's crazy how we will have more respect for our friends than our own mates sometimes. And that's literally sad. So Neri was like, because he's the one that pushes my buttons the most. And Isha was like, he's the one you choose to allow to push your buttons the most. I don't necessarily agree with that who you choose because it's difference between friendships and relationships. You know what I'm saying? You're not with your friends 24 hours a day or 7 days a week. Some of your friends don't know those hidden buttons that only your mate can push. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, Nori goes next, and his friend Sony is the one that he has to, reiterate to. Nori was like, go with that hoe. She's a whore. One of your friends is a slight hoe. This, that, and the third. And Sony was like, me and him would have to take it outside. Yo, like this nigga is tripping. So Nori was like, I was trying to piss my wife off with this. And Ish says you were trying to wound her with your words. And he was like, yeah. So Dr. Ish says the things that you say are direct hits. Like this is like you literally jabbing and punching her like with the shit that you say. And you really have to be careful with the things that you say to people because emotional wounds last longer than physical wounds. And this is the shit that really damages people when you're in relationships. So Tough has to talk to his friend Cedric. Moni does not see it for this nigga. Apparently, he was one of the niggas that used to be with him when he used to cheat on her. So Dr. Ish was like, if you heard him speak to Moni this way, would you correct him? Cedric was like, I'm gonna tell him to hash it out when they get back to the room and calm down and chill out. So Moni gets up and grabs some popcorn because she finds this shit to be highly amusing. Dr. Ish was like, why do you think you've never talked to your friend like that? And Tough says, because I've shown more loyalty to Mac than I have to my lady. And that goes back to exactly what I just said, how we will have more respect and loyalty to our friends than we do our mates. And niggas really got this shit bad. Like they will hold they mans down, give them second, third, motherfucking fourth chances, but let your woman mess up. I'm done with that bitch. Fuck that bitch. And da 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 da. Like these niggas out here will show more love to their mans than their own woman at home, and the shit is fucking crazy. So and he should have honestly felt like a motherfucking girl saying some shit like that. So Moni is laughing, cracking up. Tough was like, thanks, Mac. I love you, Mac. Like date Mac already, goddamn it. So Dr. Ish was like, when was the last time you told Moni you love her? Because you said it's so free. And he was like, he just sat there kind of looking stupid, like, yeah, nigga, exactly. So Brock, big sister Charmaine, is the one he has to talk to. And Charmaine was like, he was not raised like that. Mama probably turn over her grave right now. And it was so funny to see Brock, like he looked like a little kid. He was holding his head down, like he was like about to get a whooping. The sister was highly upset and very disappointed in him. And she was like, you still grieving, but you got to love the ones that are with you right now. And she loves Amber. She's known Amber for so long. So she was highly disappointed in both of them. So Judge Tola comes out after that and she gets everybody together as she always does every motherfucking week. After that, the couples go back inside and Moni tells Tough that his boy didn't help him because she feels like it was some broke hole type shit. And Neri was like, no, he said he would have respected you. And Moni was like, no, the point was to not say those things to each other, not say it in another room. Tough was like, he was saying, go to another room and calm down. Like, don't talk like that, period. Did you not hear that? And she was like, no, I didn't. But you're going to take offense because I said your friend didn't help your cause. No, bitch. No, like you're wrong in this instance. The friend said, matter of fact, that y'all shouldn't be talking to each other like that, period. You know what I'm saying? But you so mad about the past and judging him off how things went back in the day that you just immediately saw red and didn't want to hear nothing that this nigga had to say. Moni's still so stuck on what happened 13 years ago when this nigga cheated on her. I don't know if he's still cheating on her now. That's what she says. But at this point, sis, I blame you because you the one keep on sticking the fuck around. So you too goddamn old to be allowing this shit to happen. But in this case, Tough was not wrong. You were wrong. And in her confessional, she told me some I felt the tone. That man didn't talk to her no kind of way from what we saw. No, that was all you, sis. So Tough talks to Brock upstairs about what happened, and Amber walks by looking all solemn and shit. And he was like, "Where you going?" And she just keep on walking and ignoring him. I'm like, "Oh my god!" See, I was like, "See, things between them ain't gonna never be right." So she goes outside and gets in a hot tub, and her and Neri talk about kids and stuff. And Amber was like, he want a baby, but I'm not gonna have a baby with him. And then 2 years later, he say he want to be with a man. I be feeling like our relationship is so tarnished. I don't know how we're gonna be able to come back. And like I said, I don't see it for Amber and Brock. I think that it's just been too many things said and done between them for there to ever be anything more than what it is now. And they're gonna continue to destroy each other before something bad ends up happening. So at this point, they just need to break ties romantically and just be best friends and go on about their lives and be with other people. So yeah, that was my review on Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe. Oh, by the way, you guys, thank you all for watching my interview with Miss Vanessa from Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you have not seen it, the interview is up right now. It was a bomb interview. She spilled a lot of tea. You guys gave so much positive feedback. Thank you very much. Also, starting Monday, I will be rolling out my interviews with the main stars from my upcoming film, Paper Heart. I will be interviewing Maybach Music artist Yada, who plays Murder in my film, Robin Rose, who plays Lennon, Kristen Clark, who plays the lead character Scotland, and Don Brumfield from Black Ink Crew Chicago, who stars as the lead male actor in my film. He stars as the character Knight. Monday, I will be rolling out the interview with Yada, Can't wait for you guys to see it. Make sure you tune in. It will be dropping at 6 p.m. Central Time Monday. And then on Friday, I'll be dropping Robin's interview. That following Monday, I'll be dropping Kristen's. And then the Friday before the St. Louis premiere, I'll be dropping Don's interview. For all of you who have purchased your tickets for the St. Louis premiere, it is sold out at this point. Thank you to everyone. The Detroit tickets are still on sale. The information is down below in the description box if you would like to be there. The whole cast, including myself, will be there, as well as other celebrities. So get your tickets now. Love you guys so very much. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys immensely, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.